everyone! Welcome to Necromunda. How are you all
Hi.
doing?
Honest
What
answer
kind
or
of fucking excitement is that, Fluff?
honest
What are you
answer
fucking
or
doing?
listen, listen,
Talk to yourself.
listen, listen. I've been excited for this, honestly.
I
Yeah, I've been hyped.
honestly, I have been too. I'm excited for this.
I've been excited for this. Hey, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? All right.
Hey,
Welcome to session 1 of Necromunda. Today, we are playing this in the Lowlife 2090 roleplay system, which is made by the same gentleman, Steve Grod of Pickpocket Press, who made the low fantasy gaming system that we use for the Mordheim roleplay sessions on our Fridays weekly. That actually, Doc Corvus, or Canadian Zach over here, actually is the GM for, and now he's not a forever DM because he's playing in this session.
yeah.
Such a fancy ass concept. In the meanwhile, this is set in Warhammer 40k universe. If you do not know the lore, don't worry, we're not taking it supremely over serious. We are going to be a bit joking and a bit loosey-goosey with this. If you are a 40k lore diehard, come into this expecting that we are going to break it quite a bit. So if you have an issue with that, I would kindly recommend you leave your complaints in the trash bin.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's not so much like we're just destroying everything. It's more like Fallout New Vegas, kind of like a wild wasteland. That sort of
Hi,
thing.
yeah, that's a pretty good explanation. We aren't taking everything like concrete set in stone. We're bending the rules for funsies and entertainment. But to start off here, we are going to go down in order. Actually, no, we're going to go like across the top row and then down the bottom two. So we're going to go Zach, Fluff, Penguin, then Mike, then Reaper. So I want you guys to introduce yourselves. Who are you? Then introduce your characters and tell us a little bit about them. So to start, we have Zach.
Yeah, well, I'm Zach. I'm the GM of all the other games. So, yeah, hopefully you know me from there. Otherwise, not really much else going on with me. But I'm playing Doc Corvus. I am the the cyber doc of the group, essentially. God, I'm losing the voice. Sorry.
Just step aside and just be like, Soviet Russia.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to try and keep the Russian accent going, but it's gonna be coming in and out.
Plush British man attempts Russian accent. More news at 11.
Yeah. I'm the in-tech of the group, so I do the technology and cyberware and all that stuff, but not so good with the people. I have 4 charisma. And that is pretty much me.
All right. Next would be Fluff.
All right. I'm Fluff or Plisno Wall or whatever the hell. I'm playing Mouse. He's been in this gang since he was born, and he's, well, to be perfectly honest, he's blunt, sometimes to the point of harshness. He's not cruel. He's not kind. He's just kind of in the middle there, and he's just trying to be loyal to the gang. He's very dedicated to it. And yeah, that's about him. Not much to say about him.
All right. Next would be our Macho Man.
Hello, I am Penguin Vagabond. Most everyone here can just refer to me as Penguin. This is my first tabletop game lately with Trisky, and I am playing Manuel, more commonly referred to as Manny. He is, if it wasn't already obvious, he is a Catachan jungle fighter, and he's in a sticky situation. He was accidentally left by being falsely counted for when his detachment shipped out, and now he's stuck here.
Yep. So he's basically in gang warfare because he hasn't shit all else to do. Next would be my broski down there with the mask.
Hello, I'm Mike. I'm going to be playing Deadpan. Deadpan is a psyker that was first put into bondage from a rival gang. They used him and abused him to the point where he eventually figured out how to use his powers for good, but at the same time, there is side effects to that. So he escaped the best way he could. Unfortunately, he left a wake of blood in his in his way, and now he's hanging out with the Last Chance gang as a means to just try to escape the bondage, the best or Last Choice gang, the best way he can, and hopefully get through all this unscathed.
Aye. And last but not least,
Yo, what's up? I'm Reaper. If you watch the Rogue Trader campaign, I also play Holtz. In this campaign, I'm playing Pixie. Yo, I'm the driver, and I talk real slow. Like, I don't really have a lot of cares in the world. I just want to drive fast cars, go fast, not sit in one place for too long. I'm chilling with the Last Choice gang because like I got in trouble with some people, and they kind of taken me in. I did some jobs for them in the past, and they all right.
yep. And that would be everyone in the party except for myself, who I am Trisky. I play Gizmek Scrap Mangle the Gettin in the Rogue Trader campaign. I play Steven Barbarian in the Mordheim campaign, and I play Trent Hughes in the campaign, the Treading Among Snakes, which is probably going to be getting adjusted to a different roleplay system soon, but that's a different matter. But for today, for once, I am your game master. I am not playing any of the characters. Instead, I am the world, the encounters, the NPCs, and basically I am the God Emperor of mankind watching over and deciding your fates, along with the forces of chaos. So, with that in mind, we are going to start out session 1 here, and let me scooch all of you guys over to the first map that matters. All right. Spent way too fucking long decorating this for something that you are never going to see again.
Have a lot more effort into that.
Fancy.
All right. So, I have a little bit of like an intro like typed out for this shit, which I usually do with my DMing style. But I'm trying to keep it as brief as I can so we can get to the meat of it. So let me just get through this. You are all gathered at the edge of the Last Choice's gang territory, deep in the lowest levels of Hive Primus. Ramshackle buildings made of scavenged metal offer bare cover from the drippings above, often acidic to the touch and potentially lethal. Fred got hit in the eye last week and died, but luckily nobody fucking liked Fred, so his body got tossed into the sewage river you had used as a defensive moat until now. As you know why you are here, you are planning your departure. This place is to be abandoned. Standing on top of one of the slightly sturdier huts is a large, bald Ogren, holding a ripper gun and a massive block of concrete attached to the end of an industrial I-beam as a glorified sledgehammer. This Ogren, you know, as Gut, the bodyguard for the gang's leader. On his back lies a thin, pale, and sickly-looking woman. In spite of this, while looking at her, you feel a calming and somewhat inspiring presence coming from her. You all know her as Sarah Creed, the leader of the Last Choice. For Mouse, she has been your boss all your life, and has been a constant source of inspiration for you. For Manny, she's been your boss for about a year, due to the bureaucracy of the Imperium leaving you behind during your shore leave, and you needing something to pass the time and occupy your twitchy, well, I would say trigger finger, but more like trigger arm in this circumstance. For Deadpan, after escaping your previous captors a little over a year ago, you ran across Sarah Creed out on a personal job and were offered a gang position after a fun little scuffle with some local wildlife. And for Pixie and Doc, you were offered a position in the gang only recently, after years of on and off contract work with the gang. At this point, she clears her throat, the sound of the machine on her back whirring up, then calming down, and begins to speak. All right, let's cut to the chase. Hive Primus ain't gonna cut it anymore. We have our own last choice here. That's getting out of Dodge. Before we head out, we got some last minute business to attend to. Most of you are gonna tear down camp here and prep to load it up with the shove-it crew to leave. Now, most of you know what you're doing, but I got something special for a few of you. She claps her hands hard to try and get the attention of Pixie, Deadpan, and Doc Corvus, who are all sort of lost in thought towards the back of the crowd. She waits a moment until she has your attention.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
She's looking
One of my eyes scribbles to look at her.
perfect. Mouse, Manny, Deadpan, Doc, and Pixie. Meet me across the bridge. Now. Rest of you, tear down. I want us ready to leave yesterday. Got it? Good. And with that, she taps Gut on the shoulder with a thin finger. He hops off of the building right next to Mouse and barely misses him by an inch.
Stomps on Mouse. Mouse
As
is
the
dead.
ground shakes beneath his massive weight and walks off past the bridge.
Gonna stumble for a minute and then just follow closely behind her. Or them, I guess, in this case.
I'll pick up double pace and get over here quickly.
Right. So she gathers you up, and do you guys say anything immediately, or do you just wait for her to speak at this point?
Sup, boss lady? What you want?
She smiles
Oh,
at you.
Lord.
She's pretty chill with most of you guys. Mouse, you would know at this point that she sort of has gotten used to dealing with Pixie and just sort of like water over the shoulder or whatever the fucking phrase is kind of deal. She doesn't get bothered by his attitude.
Mouse is just like, oh, okay. Any clue what you have in mind for us, boss?
Well, first things first, we already got one crew carrying the most of us across the wastes over to the new Prime, over to the new Hive. But you all, I would like all of you to roll your first check for me. I want you all to roll, this would be, I think it would be something more like, if you have some sort of like general lore skill, roll that. Otherwise, just an intelligence check for me, please.
I have knowledge.
I have knowledge guns. That's it.
I have knowledge vehicles, but
Alright,
Like
I'm
more
just gonna go
general,
intelligence.
general or like Hive or
Yeah,
something
I got a
related.
great success. I got a nat 1.
All right, Mouse, you know this exactly because you've been living with him for so long and you've already experienced this before. Pixie has a good
Agreed.
idea of this because he's a courier and he's used to cars. He's probably dealt with one maybe once before, but it hasn't been a common occurrence. Deadpan has no idea about this because basically Gut is the first Ogren he's ever met. And Manny, there are a bunch of Ogrens in the Imperial Guard. You've probably gotten used to this. Doc Corvus,
made
you know
acquaintance
about this
with
too.
them.
Basically, you all know that Ogrens are supremely fucking motion sick. And if they get in a car, they absolutely hate it. most of the time, the Imperial Guards have to basically lure them into trucks with candy and then lock themselves in for the entirety of their ride. So, she goes on to explain, basically, number one, I don't trust the Shove It crew to carry me, specifically. And number two, I know Gut won't like driving in any of their cars. We need a personal ride.
All right. Anything in mind?
So, our scouts have told me, you guys remember every now and then we had a minor scuffle with the other guys? So, you all know this already. There's another gang. You guys don't really have much overlap in territory. The last choice and the other guys don't have much overlap in territory, but there's another, well, they're not really as much of a gang as they are like an underhive trading company. They're sort of weird around here, but they have vehicles, and she basically says the scouts know that they have some cars that would fit the needs that you have, and she wants you to acquire one. She's like, I need at least one car to drive with Gut here, and you lot are gonna go over to the base and do that for me. I don't care if you take one, or all of them, or how the fuck you do it. Doesn't matter to me. Here. I think Ray will accept this amount for one of those rust heaps, but I'll leave it up to you. Just get it done. If you don't spend the money, whatever, you can split it after. And so, one of you, who's going to accept this amount, this thing that she's handing out?
Probably Mouse.
Yeah, so she hands it to Mouse. You get a bag, a small bag, and you open it, and you have 13,000 credits.
Nice.
So, question.
Shoot.
What if they ain't willing to give us what we want?
Like I said, I told you, I don't care how the fuck you get the cars, just get me one.
Alright, so we boosting some cars.
I'm
Nice.
smiling. A big smile comes across my face. Let me make sure my gear's in check.
Oh
Right.
Lord. All right. We're gonna try buying first. I'm perfectly fine with killing the lot, but let's try not to cause any more beef first. We are trying to get out of Dodge after all.
Yeah, so basically what you all know is that pressures from some of the other gangs in this area have mounted up to the point, and they've gotten to the point that they really don't like you guys very specifically as to why you are specifically getting out of this hive. So you are trying not to necessarily make more enemies before you leave, but if you have to do it real quick before you get the fuck out, well, you'll be an entire hive away. So
Yeah.
it's really up to you guys. Any other
Alright,
questions that you have for me? Says Sarah.
What's the timeline?
I would say yesterday, but I know you won't accept that crap. ASAP.
Got it.
You got it, boss. Give us the location. We'll head right over.
Yeah, so she basically just she taps something on her shoulder that she has. She has a small like data slate hidden away. And Doc Corvus, you get like a small beep, and the coordinates for the location you're going to pop up on your data slate.
Yeah, this like screen is over his face just lights up. He's like, oh. He was already looking at it.
Yeah, now you can finally look at something worthwhile. She says with a smirk.
He's so full because both eyes are looking at it.
Yeah, his like swivels to look at it. Anything like stand out about the coordinates?
So these coordinates are basically, you guys are on like the absolute lowest levels at ground level because you are as close to being able to like actually get into ground vehicles and go across the wastes as possible. Actually, no, you wouldn't be at like that. You're at like the lowest levels of the land level stuff. So you're not at the worst parts of the Underhive, but you're getting there. They are on the edge. you guys are like about, it would be about like half an hour. Your territory doesn't really like cross over with theirs because your territory sort of spreads out in the opposite direction from their camp. You would maybe meet some like wildlife on the way over, but that's sort of like a
That's
like a
standard.
neutral zone.
All right, and then Mouse will just say, "Oh,
Just-
and any preferences on what kind of car you want, boss?"
It can fit Gut, it can fit me, and it drives.
Fair enough. I'll look for something.
And
All right.
so basically she starts to wave you guys away, but as you start to walk off, she grabs Mouse's shoulder. So the rest of you are like walking back towards the camp to grab your supplies and whatever. She grabs
Up,
Mouse's
boss?
shoulders.
Something
And
up, boss?
And she's, well, actually, no. Well, technically, Gut grabs your shoulder because she can't fucking reach you, to be fair.
Oh.
But Sarah's just like, look, you've been with us forever. I know that. Been having a rough time getting anywhere. I know that too. This is your chance. If this goes well, you might have something. Do it well. Or don't do it at all.
Won't let you down, boss. You know that.
She nods at you, and with that, she starts to wander ahead of you back towards the camp with Gut. She just taps him on the shoulder, and he walks off.
All right. So he's probably gonna head over. All right. So, anything you guys need to pick up before we leave, or are we heading out right now?
I think I have everything.
I'm good on my end. Mouse, we probably should figure out how to spread, how to progress, formations,
Permissions?
formations.
Formations.
All right, so you guys want
Formations?
to figure out like how you want to like battle order or like movement
How
order.
movement, like we're in hostile territory now.
Yeah, so you want to see who's in front, who's in
soldier.
back.
The soldiers coming out. We need a formation. We need to figure this out. If we're leaving, everyone's considered hostile. We need to figure out how we're going to go forward. How we're going to everything from here until we get out.
Shit.
Pro-
Just get me to a car, man. You do that. I'll take care of the rest. We'll get out of there.
Right. So we consider him a VIP. So whatever formation we're in, we should probably have him near everyone, probably towards the center of the formation.
All right. How about this? Manny and me up front, because we can take a few hits. We've got Deadpan and Pixie in the middle.
You're cutting out a
Could
little
be
bit,
good
Mouse.
All right. I said, all right, how about this? Manny and me up front, because we can take a couple hits. Pixie and Deadpan in the middle, so they don't get hurt. And Doc up in the back, so he can give us directions.
I don't see a problem with that.
All right, let's do
So-
it.
Quick question, DM.
Sure. What's up?
We have what is our communications like? Like, is it like
you all
short
basically
range
have-
hot beams?
You all basically have the means to communicate between all of yourselves, like over a cell phone. These can be easily intercepted. Like I forget the 40K equivalent term. They probably have some term they call it
Beats.
in
Vox
Yeah.
beats.
Vox.
Yeah,
And-
Yeah,
fucking
you
beats.
guys basically have a short range Vox, so it can travel like a couple miles. So you're fine for communication within like here, and you can call back to the gang if need be. But you can't really communicate much further than that.
Are we
And
going to-
Mouse has got an implant that basically has a phone in his head.
Yeah,
we
Mouse can
gonna
do
be
it
able to-
free-handed. Mouse can basically do it as a free action. That's one of his things.
That's nice. Are we still gonna be in Vox range if we go over there?
Yeah, you'll
Could
still
be,
you'll still
yeah.
barely be in Vox range if you're over at the camp.
All right. So you're gonna give her an update as we get there, how it goes down and we leave.
That was already implied. I'm doing it. Don't worry.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, just probably should make sure that the boss lady's ready when when we swing by, just in case, they don't
that-
take the money.
So you can assume that she's given Doc Corvus coordinates for a meetup location once you acquire the vehicle.
Right.
They're tearing down the camp, but if need be, she can rush it a little bit.
We'll try to make this as peaceful as the Emperor will allow it.
Yeah, that's always the hope, isn't it?
Cutting out.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit too much, Mouse. You may want to replug your microphone or something.
All right, hold on.
Any other questions that you guys have at the moment?
I mean, I think I know everything I need to know, but like,
How about you, Mike? Anything on your end?
I think I'm all set. Just ready to
Manny will go up to Deadpan, and you're gonna be alright out there.
Oh yeah, that's nothing I can't handle.
All right. If you have any issues, let us know.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll be okay.
All right.
Mouse is gonna be like, "All right, girls, let's quit braiding each other's hair and get on the road."
It's off.
shit, we were braiding each other's hair. I
I don't
missed
have
out on
any
it.
hair.
This motherfucker look like he has hair.
Just looking at Deadpan, all of a sudden he grows luscious locks.
His mask is hiding a beard that's
So
braided.
so are we at this point no longer sticking around here? Do you guys have everything you need, and are we moving out?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let's move you guys over. You are on your way to the camp. I am going to do... nah. We'll just not do that because I want to make it work better. So,
Frisky, I just want to compliment your overlay. It's really awesome.
well, thank you. I spent way
Yeah,
too fucking
I'm-
long on this. Oh, I accidentally did a thing that I shouldn't have. So, boop, straight back for a moment while I fix it.
You forgot.
Because
You forgot to put the observer account with a token, didn't you? 'Cause they
I
can't
forgot
see
to
otherwise.
reset the fucking area that you guys are able to see.
I wasn't paying attention, so you don't have to worry about it.
Man, I feel like I'm at work wearing these masks.
Oh yeah.
It's all for the immersion.
It's for immersion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Immersion.
My immersion.
Do you have? Why did I give them vision? That's gonna fuck me over. I don't know why. That would be why I fucked myself over. No vision. Cool. That's better. What the fuck? This thing is funky at times, man.
I can see myself on a
I'm
black
in a-
screen.
I'm in a black void.
As am
here we
I.
go.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
They want
There we go.
Oh.
That's better. That's what we actually need.
I only see
and-
myself.
I've lost everyone.
As do I.
Mouse.
You should be in the top
Dixie!
leftmost corner.
We only see ourselves. We don't see.
Yeah, we see like everything's dark, and I only see myself.
The Emperor has taken my vision. Ah!
This system is funky,
Fuck.
man.
Kind of smacking the side of his head. Things bugging out again.
Like it was fine, and for a second, and then it just like everything disappeared.
So whatever you gave the silent observer, you should give to us. I think because we don't see each other, but we see. Unless.
I
that's
have
not
the
solution
silent
to that.
observer there now. I
Yeah.
sorry, didn't want to have him because he looks weird. Oh, I gave him night vision. That's why I did. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking do that. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, I also technically my optics kind of do that as well. I
Yeah, I'll
have,
just I'll adjust optics shit for like actual
Actually,
proper optics in
what
your
are my
guys' vision
optics?
later.
I have.
All right.
I
What can
have
you
night
guys see
optics.
as of right now?
Myself-
Myself and a bit of the like top left
Yeah,
background.
myself, and then
Very dark though.
a line going this way, a line going this way. Like anything outside of this line, we can see. So this
Yeah.
stuff over here we can see, but we just can't see each other.
Yeah, that's exactly what I see too.
I see nothing.
Now it's all black.
It's ooh.
Hey, hate this sometimes.
Yay! Technical difficulties. Welcome.
Welcome to a Trisky stream where technical difficulties are a guarantee.
One per
Alright,
stream.
I'm gonna be back then.
Let me know.
I mean, like while we're walking along, like, shit, y'all got like something to talk about?
I can tell you about
Yeah,
the times
let's do
where
some
I
like
escaped
what are
my-
you guys doing on the journey over? We'll do that.
I can tell
Did I
you
ever
about
tell you
the
about-
time I escaped.
Multiple times. Did I ever tell you about how my squad massacred a bunch of orcs?
Ah,
Oh.
dude.
No.
Oh, dude. So, me and 3 other people. Fenton. Just a small wall troop. You know, nothing big. Definitely outnumbered. So, we torched them.
A smart move considering spores.
Mm-hmm.
That-
Oh,
Is that better?
Yay!
Can you
that
see
looks
each
like
other?
the Hive power rerouted lights back down here.
Can you see each other still now that I've removed the silent
Yes.
observer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. And the dynamic lighting is working properly as well.
Yes.
Cool. Fuck explorer mode, I guess. All right. the newer updated dynamic lighting is still technically in beta, so I should have honestly expected this bullshit to happen. But I'm tussling with the fact that I no longer have fucking 4 monitors. I only have 3, which is actually weird.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's actually not giving me enough space to do everything I need to. It's weird. I
Oh,
got
no.
so used to having 4 monitors. Oh no, first world problems. All right. Oh yeah, mouse. We can hear
Alright.
buzzing in your background.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Now it's fine.
It stopped
It's-
as soon
yeah.
as
It's
We
probably
started
noise
talking. It's
reduction.
fine.
he was getting feedback from his internal cell phone.
We'll flavor it as I don't fucking.
Fluff,
He
just pay
sometimes-
attention to whether or not your icon on fucking Discord is glowing green around the edges. If it is, we're hearing background noise.
Yeah, I mean, it's Necromunda. There's a fan somewhere just
There it is.
going. for
Yeah,
no
probably.
reason.
I just like to imagine it's just like a really long sigh that Mouse is doing.
I imagine it that he
Fucking-
accidentally set his internal
thanks.
Voxcom to speaker.
The hell is this background like noise suppression good for? The fuck?
I just switched to push to talk. It's just
Mouse really, Fluff really doesn't like push to talk. He argues against it every fucking time.
Yeah, why do you? Because I forget to fucking use it, and then I.
Yeah.
Then
I'm
fix
full
that!
lower point.
Anyway.
I completely
All right.
forget.
So you guys are traveling along. What are you guys are talking about stuff during your travels? I'm assuming Manny recounts some of the battles with the orcs.
A lot of
Deadpan-
his battles with the orcs, and
Dead-
mostly about his life on Katachan. He's describing how much of a hellhole it was, and he misses it.
And I'm assuming Deadpan wants to talk about his escape.
Oh, I was only offering if anyone was interested, but you know that's
I
really
don't
all
think
I have to
anybody
talk
picked up
about.
on it, so I doubt it actually came up as a topic. I feel like fucking Manny just overpowered you because he was so proud of his orc stuff.
That's
I
fine.
got lost on the
Orc shit.
battle.
Orcs. All right. But yeah, after it takes you guys about half an hour, maybe give or take a few minutes because of things that you either run into or avoid, but nothing enough that you guys actually get into like a dangerous fight or anything, and you wind up at the edge of the other guy's camp. This is the outer wall of their gang's main base, and is exactly the coordinates that Doc Corvus was given.
Alrighty. Let's find this fucking door so we can get in here.
All right.
As we're walking, just casually walking with my non-bionic arm on the handle of my knife as a defensive measure.
Right. So as Mouse
Okay, I
rounds
think
the
that's
corner, as you round the corner, stop there, you notice the couple of quite obvious guards standing by. They are dressed in what seems to be like basic ass armor, like standard sort of ganger shit that you would find around everywhere. And they seem to have like basic pistol kind of shit going on. They don't seem like they're really super heavily armed at a glance.
Mouse is gonna be like, "Hey, looking to buy."
Apparently, we're doing talking. Was going to ask. Okay.
All right, so you're saying this out loud. The one closest to you swivels on his heels and looks at you. He sort of puts his hand on his hip towards his gun, but he doesn't draw it. Because, I mean, he's a guard. He's at his ready, so he's prepared, but he's just like, oh,
I wait.
He's looking at Mouse a little bit up and down. Oh, last choice buggers. Yeah. What do you got business for again?
We need wheels.
Wheels? Oh, you need us to do a shipment or something. All right.
And a car.
Let me get the commander on you. Here. Hey, open the gate. And he sort of just like overpowers you with his voice and just you hear the moaning and groaning of gears as this massive gate in front of him just shifts aside.
Does it look like they were expecting people, or is it just something they casually do?
They recognize you. This isn't your first time that you've ever met them. But
no, but I'm asking if like they were expecting visitors recently, or if they're just, oh, hey.
You said you wanted to do business.
Yeah.
Fair
He's
enough.
already gate us so we can like.
Their
talk.
base is a lot cooler than ours. They have a door.
All right,
We have a bridge. That is a very good strategic point right there.
You have a bridge with massively deep moat that goes into like sewer acid water
Mm-hmm.
But they have a door.
that you are abandoning session 1.
You know, the bridge was a good vantage point.
Got here.
Yeah, so he waves you guys to come up, and he's just like, you see him like pull out a gear, like a small like handheld device, and he's just like, hey boss.
Yeah.
He is on phone.
He's on the phone and he's calling up somebody. She's like, hey Ray. And you guys sort of just approach the front doors, and he's just like, all right, hold up just a moment here.
All right. Hey, Doc, get back.
Unfuck you there. The other guy on the other side, you see him looking at you, he just sort of grunts.
I wave.
He looks back at you. He nods, and they grunts really loudly again.
Sorry, new guys. You know how it is.
Door's open. Thought could go in.
So the door opens, and after a moment, the guy gets another like communication on his phone. He's just like, "Yeah, go in."
All right, now we're
He's
good.
He's over on the corner of this like crossroads there.
All right.
Which
Thanks.
corner? There is 4.
And so as you approach in, you come into the base here. You don't have to do that kind of movement all the time, Manny.
I have knowledge and I will use
All
it.
right, stop around where you were back here. So as you come in, so basically what you see as you come in is this place is mostly sort of a dump, as is usual for the underhive. Like, this is not any new picture to you all. The underhive is mostly just like recycled scrap all over the fucking place, being slowly turned into something of moderate use. There is to your left, a large building that seems to be, you can only assume, some sort of barracks. You can actually, even though you can't physically see it, on the roof up here, you can catch a glimpse of another guy's gas mask. So there's somebody stationed up there.
All right.
You can spot what looks like a big door or something over here. You may assume it's the garage. And you see a few guys hanging out over here. Seem important. Last thing you notice is by the door of what seemed to be the barracks is some interesting people as well. Do you guys want to do a perception check to see what kind of details you can
Yes.
see from people at this range?
Yes.
Sure, why not?
I would actually like to look around to see if I can find like a quick if there's any like debris in the road that I could easily move out of the way in case I need to get a quick escape or something like that.
Oh,
Also,
so
detection work.
so this road here, at a glance, you don't even need to make a check. This road here is clear enough to drive on. Like there are some annoying cracks like this that are just from over time, but these guys drive on a regular. They try and keep it clear.
Okay.
All right.
So-
So does detection work?
Yeah, detection. If you don't have that skill, perception.
Detection. Oof.
All right. All right. Two of you got great successes. So you
Wait,
guys
that's
basically noticed it all.
Deception, not detection. That's that.
Well, he still rolled a
eh.
2. That would have been a great success anyway. So I don't care.
No, it's
That's
okay.
fine.
I'll
Fair
count.
enough.
It's still a
Okay.
13, bro. You got a 2. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. So, oh, and also, Mouse, I would like you to roll me, who had that, base knowledge? I think it was Duck Corvus. I'll have him roll that when he gets back. I think he's dealing with a baby again.
The skill or who actually got the great success last time?
The knowledge skill thing that he had.
Yeah,
Anyone?
all I got guns.
Yeah, Mouse, if you would also roll me like an intelligence check, just raw, since you don't have the other skill. Let's see if you nail
Alright.
this one. You barely nail this one. All right, so you know a bit about Ray Brockovic. Ray Brockovic, for what you know, is the leader of the other guys. And what you know about the other guys is gang is sort of a loose term for them. Because their goal isn't to be like a territory grubbing gang. They're weird in the underhive. They're sort of trying to run the closest thing to like a honest business down here. They're trying to break into like doing the trade and whatnot across the wastelands with the other hives. But
I can respect that.
since they're in the underhive, they sort of have to play the underhive game by default. And so they have ganger shit going on. They have gang weapons, they have gang protection and everything. So all the guys around are armed.
I can respect that.
With the natural 2 perception check on Deadpan and Pixie, you both notice that when I say armed, I don't mean well armed. I just mean armed. They have like basic pistols at most, all of them. Not a single rifle on any of them from the looks of it. You don't know about if there are other people inside of the building that might be a little bit better armed or if they could get them somewhere else, but everyone around you just has a fucking like pistol on them. And they also might have like variants of like a baseball bat or a bike chain or a knife on them, just like some basic ass like common melee weapon that they could use to beat something like a rat or something that comes around that tries to eat their shit. So
Somebody say rat.
stuff like that. But yeah, you get the idea that these guys they have like the bare minimum of defense when it comes to like actual combat potential, because their goal isn't to be like steamrolling other things. And Mouse, you know from previous encounters with them that that's basically what they're going for. They're going for doing their
Defensive game.
trading job.
They want to be safe, but they don't want to be intimidating.
Yeah, to a degree. And also, more importantly, deadpan. This is one thing that you specifically notice. What catches your eye is the woman and the dog sitting by the door of the barracks.
Okay.
A young woman in her late teens, early 20s. She's lying down against the wall, and she's passively holding the end of what at first appears to be a fuzzy toy, you know, like those tug-of-war toys. Yeah, it looks all great. She's holding it in a leather-gloved hand, and upon a little bit of a closer inspection, you realize it's the leg of a Necromundan giant spider that is being used as a tug-of-war toy. Is held at the other end by the metal mouth of a canine, genetically modified German Shepherd, who has metal teeth, a metal helmet, bionic legs, and a bit of armor along its spine. It is definitely seeming to like drag at this tug of war toy like really wild and like you know Ella, who and how she plays tug of war and shit. She's going it's going at it, but she barely seems phased by this with her arm. She's holding the arm of the actual giant spider in one hand, and it barely seems to phase her. She's just sort of like passively holding it to play tug of war. She's smiling at the dog. And you sort of notice that the smile on her face isn't really honest. It's like she's getting a small solace from this, but there's something underneath.
Okay.
You just don't know what it is.
I'm gonna walk up very calmly to the girl and the dog.
Right.
That's over here, right?
No, here.
Sit
Oh,
down.
barracks is down.
This is
There
the
you go,
door of the
okay.
barracks, and she's right here.
All right, yeah.
And before he goes, he just kind of says, "Deadpan, remember we got a job, all right?"
Oh yeah,
I'll keep
yeah.
an eye on him.
Yep.
Manny will do a soft tail and just hang close, but just keep an eye on him.
Yeah, and just so it's obvious, this guy is the gang leader. You all know what he looks. All know relatively what he looks like. You've been given a vague description before you headed out.
God, I need my freaking glasses, man. I can barely. Jesus, I'm so bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me zoom in.
Oh, I just realized something that would help out quite a bit that I set up, but I thought that everyone could already see that they can't. So, let me do this then.
And Mouse probably just gonna walk right up to the boss.
I gave everyone auras, but I didn't set it so that you guys could see it by accident.
Oh, thank you. That helps out. Appreciate that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
yeah.
lagging like hell on me, so it's going to take me a second to get the auras for everyone. But yeah, I just gave them tokens because I knew they were hard to see against the backdrop. Like, it's not you. They're just dark characters on a dark background. I just didn't realize that the way I did it didn't let you guys see it. I just could only see it as a DM. All right, anyway, but yeah. So you guys, you're approaching the woman. Manuel sort of like soft tailing, and the rest of you are, I'm assuming, approaching the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let us start first with the main conversation with the gang leader. Corvus, I'm going to assume is going to follow along with you. I'm going to just temporarily play him because I know that Zach is dealing with a baby sister.
All right. He's just gonna go, "Hey, looking for some wheels. Got any?"
Wheels? What do you need shipped?
It's more like we kind of need them on the go about right now.
He's looking at you a little bit confused.
Yo, we
need-
looking to buy the car.
It's like
You dig?
he face palms and he says, "We're looking to drive it out." That's what I'm trying to say here.
Oh, that's a little bit different than usual.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a rush.
Mm.
You know how it is
Uh,
down here.
Well, you see, like, the business runs on those cars. You need to pay me a decent amount for them.
He kind of like, all right, just don't screw me over. This is what the boss gave me. He's gonna kind of toss him the bag.
He gives you like he looks at the bag and he's just like, I want more like 14K, my guy.
This is all I got.
Hmm. All right, so basically he's looking at this and you can see on his eyes that he's not exactly impressed yet, but you can if anyone who wants to in this group can try to do in this case it would be a persuasion check.
And Mouse is gonna like kind of go on the comms and kind of gonna be like, boss.
You're gonna get in contact with Sarah Creed and it's gonna come over a little bit crackling and she's gonna be like, "What is it now, Mouse?"
Might be a problem. Says it's too low.
He's always been a stickler.
You want to talk to him?
I can't. We're moving things around. I have to direct everyone. Just get the job done.
Will do, boss. It's like,
She hangs up.
and he says, "Our boss says this is all we got right now. Gonna have to make do." And he's gonna try to like persuade somewhat.
What are you doing right now, Pixie?
I'm just gonna kind of like wander off nonchalantly.
Right. So
and
you're
head towards
not
the
trying to
garage.
be stealthy or anything, or
I mean, I'm trying to be like subtly stealthy, but like
Right,
I'm just kind of like nonchalantly wandering. Like,
you're trying
trying to
not
be
to attract
suave.
attention. Would you like to roll stealth for me?
yes, I would like to roll stealth.
Was that so? We also heard that.
I will
right?
burn a reroll to reroll that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, So that Vox.
Oh
comm
yeah,
is
he doesn't notice you at all. Somehow the giant, brightly pink-colored coat and purple hair doesn't really attract his attention at all.
I'm just,
As you just slip
nonchalantly
by him.
wandering, dude. Just
Yeah,
kind of like
the other guys are really focused on Mouse and paying attention to the boss and keeping him covered.
And Mouse is just saying, "Listen, this is all we got. I'm sure we can work out something. Attempt to persuade or something." He doesn't have persuasion, so I'm gonna have to roll.
It would be a raw charisma, yes. You wouldn't be able to re-roll it, so whatever you get's what you get.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Oh, hey, you did it very well. So you're talking with him about this, and he sort of just like looks at you. At first, he doesn't seem very impressed by this offer, and then he's just sort of thinking about it, and he's just like, "You know what? I can appreciate you guys taking it easy on us the last time we ran into each other. You know what? I'll cut you a deal. We'll get you a good one."
thanks. I'm sure the boss will appreciate it.
And at this point, he just sort of like snatches the bag out of your hand, clicks his finger. Hey,
Oh no, I already tossed it to him.
oh, yeah. All right, so he just tossing the bag up in his hands, and in his other hand, he's clicking his finger, and the two gentlemen near him turn and start wandering towards the garage, still somehow not noticing the giant pink blob casually walking over very much because they're sort of focused on their task. And
to be
at
fair,
this
Pixie doesn't look like he's doing anything. He's just kind of like staring up at the sky.
And at this point, we're gonna shift over to Deadpan. This has been going on in the meanwhile.
Okay.
So Deadpan is approaching this woman who's playing tug of war using this spider leg with this German Shepherd dog.
I'm just how old is she? She's a teenager, you said?
So when you saw her, you gauged that she was probably either very late teens or very early 20s.
Okay. All right.
So
I,
young adult.
I walk up and I'm like, "That's a very nice dog you have."
She looks at you and she sort of gives like a placid smile, and she's just like, "Thanks. Don't have a name
What
for him
seem-
yet."
What seems to be troubling you?
She looks at you, and at you saying that, she sort of like jumps a little bit, and you catch a glint of metal underneath the like collar of her jacket, but just for
Mhm.
like the briefest of moments, as she sort of like covers herself up a little bit defensively because you've just brought this up out of nowhere and she doesn't know you, and you also look like a fucking serial killer, to be fair, so she doesn't know what the fuck's going on right now.
I lift up my arm with my shackle and I'm like, don't worry. I mean you no harm. Who
She
owns
looks
you?
at you and she's just you see in her eyes, like for a second you think there are tears welling up, but she just sort of like puts her face in her hand, and you see her wipe the leather glove around a little bit, and she's trying to pretend that she's just like, oh, what the hell is this guy talking about? But you're pretty sure she's wiping away tears right now. She's just like, nothing's wrong. Nothing at all.
You don't have to lie to me. I can clearly tell that you're not happy. And from the collar around your neck, I would say that's not a fashion statement that you have going on there.
What collar? She lifts up the collar on her jacket, to try and hide it a little bit better, but you can tell she knows that the game is up. She's just playing the show right now.
Listen, you can keep lying to me. I don't care. I'm simply just trying to help. If you don't want to have the help and you want to sit here wallowing in your self-pity, playing tug of war with this dog that clearly only gives you a small little point of, happiness, then so be it. Whatever.
I
But if you're trying to get out, let me know.
I love this dog. That's
Mm.
part of the problem.
Is
You
the
see her
dog part
just
of the
like
bondage
slump.
too?
She just like slumps down, and at this point, yeah, you do notice that the dog has. It doesn't seem like a normal collar. It's like spiked and everything. It's supposed to look like intimidating and whatnot, but you see vaguely at this point a wiring, a little bit of a wire at like the tail end of it that's like leading into the spinal cord.
Is it possible if I could ask her to like pet the dog and just use my what the hell? My litany of machine call to try and read the machine that's got it under wraps?
She. So you're asking her if you wanna like pet the dog. She's okay with you petting the dog.
essentially.
She doesn't know
Alright,
anything
alright.
about your magic or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna subtly pet the dog and try and cast litany on the dog and see what the deal is.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
So, real quick, us being familiar as when he's starting to do this, am I familiar with what he's trying to do?
You are aware that he's a psyker.
Right.
So you
That's about it.
you have an awareness that he has magic and that him going into this might be something, but you have no clue. It's basically up to Deadpan as to whether or not he's told you about his powers specifically.
I've kind of
Okay.
given everyone the small chance that I have like abilities to make everybody at least calm down, but that's about the extent of what
Yeah,
I've
so
told
you wouldn't know
everybody.
about this power in
Okay.
particular then.
So I would probably still be a little bit on guard as he's approaching this woman
Yeah.
or dog. Just keeping an eye closer eye.
Yeah, like hand on the hip sort of
Yeah.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, would all of us have heard Mouse's calm?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that if we had comms to that as well.
So that was a direct comm to the leader. So he can choose the comms, whether it's like squad wide, like gang wide, or direct. And he didn't like specify it was like to everyone, so it was directly to
Okay.
Sarah Creed. You guys didn't
Right.
hear it.
So we have no clue. All right, cool. All right.
Well, you
Yeah.
you may have like heard like his end of talking to Sarah Creed,
Okay. All right.
but
That helps.
it wouldn't be the first time he's done that.
Yeah,
I'm
this.
gonna roll for that.
All right. Touch the machine and learn its purpose. On a
Ooh.
great success, you also glean basic operating procedures and basic level passwords. All right. So, which part are you touching?
The wire that's extending outward
All right, so you're
into his
touching this
spine.
wire. This wire is more part of the collar specifically, and as you touch it, you realize that this is not what you want it to be. It is a shock collar, but it is also very capable, with your great success, of going to more than lethal levels.
Okay.
And upon looking at it and looking back at her, and she's stopped like defending her collar a little bit, you gotta look at it and you see a similar cable on hers.
Okay. I look at her and I go, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how severe this bondage was. I promise I will come back with support and see if I can get you up, you and your dog.
So
I
you,
reach into my satchel and I hand her a little I make little figurines out of junk and I hand her that as kind of like a means to let her know that I'm not forgetting.
she takes them and she looks back at you and she gives you a smile and a single tear rolls down her cheek and she's just like, "Thank you." And
I walk
at this,
back to
she
Manny
sort of
and I'm
assumes
like,
that she might be under watch again, and she pretends to go back into her sense of like fake, like
yeah,
knowledge of surroundings.
yeah.
I kind of go to stand at ease as he's coming back to me.
Walk back and I'm like, we have to do something. You know how I am with slaves and bondage.
Meanwhile, Mouse is just like, all right, so how much are we? So we're talking all of that, right? What kind of car we getting? He's probably hasn't been able to overhear what's going on over here. He's too
I'm gonna
focused.
double tap my comm bead and quietly relay what I was just informed by Deadpan.
Right. So at this point, you would all have a vague idea that something more sinister is going on in the background with this girl and the dog.
He's going to like use his thing to because he can do it silently, kind of communicating. I believe you said he's going to say,
Yeah,
Fancy
you
figure
something out.
your augment in your fancy thing in your head basically lets you do it telepathically.
And he basically says to them, "We'll figure something out. Right now, we got to get this car. If we have to make this loud for the sake of making it loud, let's not. But if we can, then sure, why not? We can always use another member."
Fair enough.
And Doc Corvus,
got
what are
him.
you doing around this time?
I'm not sure because I missed like 80% of that baby.
Right. Oh yeah. Let me just quickly
He's
recap
kind
you.
of wandering around.
Meanwhile,
Did you catch what was going on with the woman and the dog?
Yeah, Depan's talking with the slave lady and wants to break her out, essentially.
Yeah, they both have shock collars that can go to lethal levels on them. He's learned by using his
Mouse is
Litany
buying
of the
a
Machine
car.
Cult. Oh, also,
Mouse wants to buy a car.
by the way, I want you to roll me 1d4, Deadpan.
1d4?
Yep.
All right.
Because you get a madness from interfering with the machine spirit.
All right. After about 2 minutes, I'll let you know what madness you get. All right.
The machine spirit is displeased. She didn't apply the sacred unguents.
the clock has been set for 2 minutes. That's when we go loud.
Yeah. All right. So Doc Corvus, you know basically what you know so far from where you've been standing is basically Mouse has managed to somehow persuade the gang leader Ray to get you guys a car. He basically said, "Yeah, I sort of owe you guys a favor for not completely ruining us last time we met up in like a turf encounter kind of thing." And now you know because of the overcom thing about this whole entire thing with the lady and the dog. You actually didn't really notice Pixie wandering off because he rolled so well on his stealth. So you just don't know. You just didn't really notice that Pixie is now over there. Somehow he's like sort of fucking like invisible in his place. Somehow apparently he's pulled orc logic and his purple is making him invisible. So that's basically the situation you're in right now. Were you here when I gave the breakdown of what like the buildings around you that you can see?
Yeah, there's like a barrack garage.
There's a barracks and there's a garage. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so of course kind of just like wandering around a bit and like keeping his eyes out for anything that looks particularly interesting. Because apparently he's not doing the talking.
And Pixie, you've been doing this stealthy stuff. Are you doing anything beyond it, or are you just wandering over stealthily?
I mean, I was trying to see if there's like a door that I could open.
Oh yeah. This whole entire thing is one massive giant garage door, and there's an obvious switch in front of it, like on the side. It's on this side right here, actually.
And
it's
that was gonna make a lot of yeah.
It
That
will
would
make
basically give up.
you can pretty much assume it'll make a lot of noise because the switch is rudimentary and the garage door looks like it's made out of scrap metal.
So it basically like give away my stuff. Okay, that's fine. And like, would I overhear that they like made the deal, or
Give me a detection perception.
I only have perception?
All right, yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah, you're not aware. You were too engrossed in trying to be casual about it that you weren't really paying attention to what they were saying.
I was gonna try and see if there's like a side door entrance that wouldn't make a lot of noise. Otherwise, I'm not gonna press the button. I was trying to be stealthy and like get into a car.
So what you see when you come back here is that the back wall is not really well defended at all. Like this entire thing is just like crumpled the fuck up. There's a bunch of holes and gaps and everything that you can get through. There's this big pile of shit in the way that would maybe cause a problem, but there are like human-sized gaps. You could have easily snuck back through here had you tried.
Right. And Mouse is okay. Are you done with that? I just want to make sure before I.
One last thing about this. Along the side here, you do not notice any doors yet. You don't think there's any like major thing about it. This whole building looks crudely constructed.
Quick
Alright.
DM question. Could you make the silent observer's color a little bit brighter?
Once again,
Can you change the color for silent observer from that dark green to something a little bit brighter? Or
oh sure.
it's hard to see the arrow. Thank you.
I would if it would let me.
You have to do it on that account itself.
I am on that account itself. It's just not working with me.
Oh well. It's just like I'm looking through. The only reason I could see where you were is because of the numbers.
Yeah, I'll try and do it on my main account because there I'm orange.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, God damn it, this wall back here is really fucking open and whatnot. There's this big pile of scrap that would be in the way of driving, but humans could sneak through here easily. There's a bunch of holes in the wall, and there's no like noticeable door along this side. Anyway, swapping back over to Mouse in this conversation, Ray Brockovic looks at you and he's just like, all right. He had snapped his fingers and you notice that the two guys with him are starting to head towards the garage, somehow still not noticing Mr. Orc Magic over there.
It's like, all right. Thanks again, boss. And then as he's saying that, he's kind of like doing the telepathic thing, and he's like, Manny, how serious are you about this? Be honest with me.
I'll by highest deadpan situation where he was from.
Oh, sorry. I meant to do it to deadpan. I said deadpan.
yeah,
How
yeah.
serious are you about this?
Say
Be
that
honest
again. I'm
with
sorry.
me. Deadpan, how serious are you about this? Be honest with me.
Very serious.
So are you specifically communicating deadpan only, or?
Yes, right now. Actually, I'm doing a kind of
Squad wide?
Yes, but no one else can hear it besides the squad. And then I say, all right, fine. Deadpan, you see if you can take a peek inside the barracks, look at what we're dealing with. Pixie, you get ready. We might need to off-road. Doc, you see if you can get into whatever mainframe these little collars are. Fucking bullshit.
As
And
I'm doing
Manny,
this, making my
So
way
one
towards
one last thing that Deadpan would have gotten from that litany spirit thing that's relevant here that I didn't get around to mentioning is, you know, that this kind of collar would be operated by basically like a small control switch that could easily be held in somebody's pocket.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
I think
All right.
Well, as he's
Well-
dishing out orders, I already assume he's going to have me go take position approximately where I'm going to be going.
It's like, I'm like, all right. Anybody got any quick fingers?
I have a rocket launcher.
That's not what I'm looking for. Go check out the girl or dog and see if you can do anything to get her off the system without alerting anybody.
And as you're having this conversation, these guys are finally getting over to the garage, and it's just a fucking lever. They just pull the lever, and the garage goes, and then it
I look
opens
at
the door,
Mouse.
and there are like three decently, like they look like functional cars. To basically only Mouse and Manny can really see them from their angle. But they also don't look pretty. They're sort of rust buckety. Some of them worse than others.
Yes, Necromunda.
But keep an eye out for Mouse and wait for his say.
He's gonna say, "All right, listen." And, like as he's walking in, kind of saying, not the best." Kind of like thinking about like pretending to debate. He's gonna be like with Deadpan. All right, try to get a subtle peek inside the barracks, see what we're dealing with. Deadpan.
I'll start casually making chat about with this guy, asking him if he's ever been around or seen a Catachin jungle fighter. Talk to this gamer.
Catachin? Yeah, heard bear shit about it.
Well, have you seen any Catachins before?
No, I'm assuming you're from there.
Big old grin. Have I ever told you about what a spiker was? And this will be me attempting to distract him, letting things set up, and just give him this long story about spikers.
Yeah, so you're successfully distracting him. He's not paying attention to anything in the background. He's just focusing on your story. He finds it pretty interesting. He likes hearing about these stories from like all the people that he does all these odd jobs for and whatnot.
After the string, after
Manny,
the
would you
spiker
do me a
story.
favor and give me a either detection check or perception check if you don't have it?
Fucking.
You can
I'm busy
reroll
telling
that
the
since you have
story.
the skill. It's up to
Yes,
you.
actually, I will choose to spin to reroll on that.
Alright.
So, just reroll that now?
Just click it again. Nope, you still fail. You aren't picking up on
And
anything. You're too focused on trying to give this story a little bit.
I'm guessing
that
I
you
can't
actually.
dump another one, can I?
No, you can only use one reroll
Gotcha.
per check.
It's like, and then kind of like Mouse is gonna be over at comms and it's like, Pixie, Lord, I don't know what to do with you right now. You can either go over and help distract the big man, or you can come over with me because we might need a getaway.
Was this directed singly or towards the squad?
I was actually about to ask Doc if he can help me see if I can disable this collar, yo. Pretty fast with electronics.
All right, go ahead.
Yo, Doc, help me out here.
Me-
I don't
meanwhile, Mouse is kind of like, all right. Got
The two
here.
guys that went over to open up the garage. You look into the garage and there are a couple guys doing maintenance inside. It's lit up decently enough. It's not super nice, but they have flashlights on them. The two guys that were going over to open it up come back over to Ray and they're just like, garage is open, boss. Which one do you want to give him? And Ray just turns over for a moment, breaking out of the conversation with Manny, and he's just like, oh, mid guy. So the one in the middle is basically the one that he's doing. And he's just like, oh yeah. He turns over to Mouse and hey Mouse, make either an athletics or dexterity check. Athletics, dexterity, or just dexterity if you don't have athletics.
Athletics, dexterity, you got it, boss. Let's do this.
All right, he throws you the keys and you just catch him midair.
All right, thanks.
And the other two in the garage, seeing you with the keys, just sort of back away from that car.
He's starting to like get in the car, kind of like pretending like he's trying to find the ignition or something, and he's like, "You guys better hurry up."
I start telling him the story
Yeah.
about the barking toad.
He
I'm
gets
posted up near
distracted
the
by
barracks.
Manny again, and he's like, really? That exists over there?
Yeah.
He's super engrossed in
I've
this
seen a few
Australian hell.
platoons. I've seen a few platoons just wiped out because of that. And
Doc,
the
Pixie,
little
what's
buggers,
like-
you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
It's just they're just there.
All right. So, Doc Corvus, Pixie, what you guys are trying to you want to see if you can break up these colors?
Yeah, I mean, I figured that since Doc is like a Doc, and I do have the electronic skill. I don't know if that would help, like give advantage or anything like that.
I would
Mouse is
say
probably
so,
going-
but this is going to be pretty difficult. These are actually, funnily enough, for the sake of this thing, comparative to the normal wealth of this gang, these are up and above. Like they would
Yeah,
be
no,
a few
and
levels above. They're
I have
probably a
the,
little bit higher
mechanic
tech than your usual.
And as
I
well
have-
as that, Mouse is probably going to insist, Pixie, we might need a getaway driver over here. I know you're good with electronics, but Doc is better.
If Mouse would look at me, at Manny as he's talking, he would see Manny tapping his wrist, like, "Hurry up! We can only keep him distracted so long."
Yeah, I don't know. I just like if I'm being told to GTFO, I'll just
All right, so you
Hey,
head back
Pixie.
on over towards the car.
Start
Hey,
having-
Pixie, you see if I can start this thing, and I'm just like, and I'm kind of like in the comms, and I'm just saying, stall for as long as you can.
All right, let's see if this thing runs.
At this point, Ray Brockvik sort of just like breaks out a little bit, and he's just like, remember he's doing business, and he looks around a little bit, and he sees Doc over by the girl, and he's just like, hey, what you doing over there?
Like to Mouse.
Looks up, like, I haven't seen a dog before. That is not the voice.
You never seen a dog before.
Haven't seen a dog. No. I've seen one. Is interesting.
So,
And-
Doc, as
My
you notice
mom-
as you get
mom's-
over here, that she's sort of like shrugging away from you a little bit, and so is the dog.
And as soon as he hears this, Mouse is gonna go like over comms to Pixie, make a problem, make it seem like something's wrong, get him over here.
Yeah, no, I'll just hop in the car. I'll like put the keys in, and I don't know if I can like force a stall or like the car won't turn.
I'll say
Or-
you're a coordinated enough driver that you know how to do that. You've done this enough. What I want you to do is the check that I want from you is a deception or a charisma if you do not have that skill.
Could I use knowledge vehicles?
Yeah, I'll let you use that in place.
Yeah, that's int, but
And you succeed. All right. So as you put the key in the ignition of this vehicle that you've just technically purchased from these guys for what would normally be quite a hefty sum, but apparently is a discount. You make it sort of like somehow backfire and set a bit of gas through. The other two gentlemen that are in this garage start just grunting a little bit because they know they're gonna have more work to do probably just to clear this thing out and get rid of the soot and whatnot, but they're wearing gas masks basically all the goddamn time down here, so they aren't really coughing or anything. But
And then
Ray
Mouse is gonna
notices
go-
this and is just like, what the fuck?
Did he just goose it?
And then
You cut that Mouse.
you cut out mouse.
sorry, is this better?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. He's kind of like, listen, I thought we were on good terms here. You're gonna overcharge me and you're gonna give me a faulty product? Come on, I thought you guys were better than this.
What the fuck? Weren't you guys doing a better job maintaining this one? I thought it was that one. That was the shitty one right now, he says, pointing at the one to Pixie's left.
Yeah, so while they're distracted, Doc is gonna kind of like lean down to the slave girl. I'm gonna try to take Cole off. Yes.
She looks at you with fear in her eyes, but considering everything that's going on right now, and what Deadpan says, she's sort of under the impression that something's going on. But just for shits and gigs,
And
roll a persuasion for me.
Great.
as things are starting to
No.
She's
I
going.
would target a 4.
She's really all right. So this is what I'm going to do with that. She's not going to stop you from doing it, but she's going to be really scared of you the entire time you're doing it. So when you do the next thing, you're going to do it at a -2.
Yeah,
Because
it's like,
she's moving
Doc is
too
like,
much.
yes, I can
She's
fix it.
shaking.
It's like
You can't get a
mechanical
steady
arm
grasp
comes
on the
with it.
collar to do it right.
Yeah, she's like,
But
don't worry,
no.
I can fix. And his mechanical hand just kind of whirs around, opens a bit, showing the AT rocket inside of his arm, then closing again.
Yeah, so
He's like,
she's just
They're like
paranoid that this
million
strange Russian man with 2 eyes that go in opposite directions and doing weird things, speaking a weird accent, and for some reason has this strange aura of "what the fuck are you?" is coming at her right now and trying to take out the thing that she knows can kill her in an instant. So she's
Alright.
she's unable to stop herself from shaking and making it harder.
So as there's now more of a commotion, I want to take another gander around and see if people are being drawn to the commotion.
So the backfire actually isn't drawing anyone else from like the barracks or anything, if that's what you're thinking. You can sort of assume that they're used to things going wrong every now and then with the cars because they deal with cars all the goddamn time. But Ray is definitely super interested, and everyone that's been with Ray and the guys that are in the garage right now are definitely paying utmost attention to this. So they're all focused on Mouse, Pixie, and the car.
And then Mouse is going to go, all right, Manny, Deadpan, you two get ready to to both jump in and throw that girl and her dog into the car once we start peeling out of here, all right?
All right.
Pixie, you get ready to put pedal to the metal when we need to.
You got it, man. No problem. I can drive fast.
And that's what we need you to do.
Deep
Yeah, so
down,
this
Manny
time-
is regretting this mission immediately because of the fact that this vehicle's involved.
Yeah. I feel like earlier on when you realized that the Ogrins were motion sick with land vehicles and stuff, you
he
were like,
figured it
yeah,
out.
I could relate.
Yep.
Right, so what would I roll to get this collar off of her? Because I've got like
what
four
are
skills.
your more tech related skills that you have?
Oh, but also now
Let Doc
what's his name?
let Doc talk.
Oh, sorry.
I have computer, electronics, knowledge machines, and mechanical locks.
Mechanical locks actually would probably be the most fitting. You're trying to break the lock and take this off of her without
Yep.
setting it off.
I-
So
I forgot to put in the -2, but that still is that's 16 out of 17 essentially. It's a success by 1.
all right, yeah. So you succeed by 1. It's going to take you a little while. So basically, you're going to need more distractions for this to work.
Yes, she's like wiggling, she's like shaking. She's like, no, stop moving. If I slip, it go boom. Stay still.
This does not help her stay still. In fact, if anything, it makes her shake more.
Does
Yeah, see,
Deadpan
things-
being right next to him help at all?
So it might. It depends on what Deadpan does.
I'm simply just petting the dog, trying to calm it down, give the girl some ease of mind, showing that I care.
All right. I want you to roll. We'll call that a leadership check, actually. So go ahead and, if you have that skill, roll it for me. If not, roll me charisma or persuasion. All right, yeah. So you petting this dog and being there and having given this like heart-to-heart relationship with her, sort of is helping to counteract Doc Corvus's creepiness, to put it lightly. So she's still shaking a little bit, but she's starting to calm down. She's trying really hard to hold as still as possible now, knowing that there's this whole distraction and big show going on in the background. So meanwhile, over with Ray Brockovic and the gang over in the garage, you guys are looking at him, and he just looks dumbfounded. He's just like, what the fuck do I pay you for? He's just like, he's
Yeah,
looking at
dude,
Mouse, and
looks-
he's just like, bro,
Sounds like
I
there's, like,
didn't
some
stiff
engine-
you. It's that car that's the fucked one. And Pixie, you know at a glance that he's not bullshitting you. Like, you obviously know that he wasn't bullshitting you because this is your deception, but you also know that for a fact, the one to your left is the sack of shit car. That's a cheap one. That's the one that they need to do the most repairs on. That's the one that they should probably scrap, if anything. Looks like it's rusting and everything like that. The one you got is actually in pretty good condition. But he's just like in a bit of a panic. He's just like, look, we're not trying to sift you here.
So what, so why the hell are you making me pay so damn much if your mechanics can't even fix a fucking toaster?
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking wondering. Hey! He looks at both of the other two. He's just like snapping his fingers, and they're just like wincing at that. For some reason, snapping means something to these guys. It's just like, fix it up. He's just like, I'm so sorry. Here, let me bring you into the barracks. I'll give you a nice tea or something.
No. We need to get out of here,
Yesterday.
pronto. We need to get out of here yesterday. I can't be, as much as I'd love to have a nice sit and tea and everything, I've got to get this thing out of here soon. Boss's orders.
I can't give you guys a shitty car. It would look bad on my reputation, man.
Then we'll just wait here while it's repaired, all right? I can't waste a single second.
You know what? Fine, whatever. I'm going to go off and get something else done. You guys better do a fucking good job. And then he turns to the other two next to him and just like, and you help him out. He's you notice him starting to turn around back towards the barracks to head in that direction.
Yeah, dude, this looks like it's got some engine blockage deep down.
How
Uh,
the
Scott-
hell do you even manage that?
looks like someone when they changed the oil, it got leaked into the actual gas intake. So that actually could, like, ironically enough, like, it got some blockage in there, kept things from flowing. I'm basically just trying to like bullshit explain like the situation, like pseudo explain the situation to,
so give me another knowledge vehicles check. But instead of intelligence, set it to charisma.
Alright, this is gonna suck, but I'm gonna re-roll so it's not a terrible failure.
All right.
Success.
Yeah, so he looks at you. He was about to turn around, and he's just like, you know, that makes a lot of sense. And considering he deals with cars all the time, he's sort of interested in learning a bit from you. So he actually comes over. And now you have like this little powwow of these guys from the other guys, funnily enough, all hanging out with you and talking cars with Pixie.
I'm slowly backpedaling to get ready to grab and catch.
In the meanwhile, the guys behind you over here are actually working on fixing shit. But he's over here and he's just like talking with Pixie.
Yeah, I'll talk cars with him. I think I know enough about him that I can like just talk shop.
Yeah. So you're
That's all I need to do.
basically shooting the shit with a bunch of guys that drive cars for a living. So that's what's going on with Pixie right now. Mouse, are you sticking around here or?
I'm kind of like over to comms. All right, you driving or am I driving? I think you might be doing a distraction. So do you want me to?
Shit, all I gotta do is just hop in the car, right? I mean, if if you want to start the key, that's fine. But like, I can't do that telepathically.
Yeah,
So,
let's not. And I just kind of like get in the passenger seat and I'm like, all right, I'm at least gonna check out the interior, see if that's not shit.
Yeah, so in Necromunda, you aren't expecting things to be like luxurious or anything by any standards, but this car is definitely passable. Like you guys are fine with this. If you had bought this yourself, you would be happy with it, probably.
He's also going to kind of like he's going to kind of get in the back and he's going to like pretend like he's kind of like he's going to pretend like he's kind of measuring out to see if it'll fit like the obvious Ogren, but in reality he's kind of like getting ready to swing open the door and close it back in for once these guys jump in.
Basically everything you
readying.
know about this car is that this car is like it's a pretty elongated like van. So it definitely has enough room for your Ogren friend. There are some there are like 2 weird seats in the back for like human-sized passengers, and then there are 2 seats at the front for human-sized passengers, like the standard sort of like driver and passenger seat that you're used to. And that's about it. So one of you is going to be basically holding on for dear life, if anything.
Like, but yeah, he's kind of like readying to like open the door and close it back in once they start driving out, and he's gonna kind of go over the comms like, Doc, what's the hold up here?
Lady won't stop moving.
So at this
Like,
point,
figured
Doc,
out.
what's actually gone on is you've gotten it off of her. Now you have the dog to do, because as soon as you get it off of her, she hugs the dog and she's just like, "I'm not leaving without him."
Okay, will the dog keep shaking? Dog sit still. First, quick.
With her there,
Shit.
the dog keeps still.
Do I need
Every
to
now
roll
and
another
then, though,
mechanical
Doc
knock?
Corvus, as you're working on the dog gives you like a mild like growl, but she just sort of like pets him and he stops.
Should I roll another mechanical locks? See how I do this one?
Yeah.
Great success.
All right, yeah, you got used to the first lock, and since he was sitting still from the start, you're doing this one a lot better. And you just like a couple clicks, couple twists, and it's off. These 2 collars are now lying on the ground. One of them is spiked up and intimidating looking. The other one's just like a sort of a standard choker kind of collar, and they're both just sitting there.
I just block it. I'm just put them in my bag.
So I see this as well. That the collars are off.
Yeah, if you're over there, yeah, you notice this. Deadpan notices this. You all notice that the collars are off.
I'll calm. Can we fit 2 more?
All right. So is anybody
I'll
like
ask Mouse if we can actually. With now we got
Mouse,
2
you
more.
would be able to assess that. It would not be comfortable, but you could fit everyone.
like, all right, you guys got to make sure you pick up that girl and her dog, because I'm assuming they aren't gonna be ready to jump in. Pixie,
That's why I'm here.
Pixie, start getting into the driver's seat. Make it look casual. Make it look like you're trying to start up again, and then gas it. Stop at the grate so everyone can get in, and then we gotta book it out of here.
Yeah, so around this point, you actually hear something from. You remember that gentleman that I pointed out before that was on the roof?
Oh yes. Forgot
Yeah,
about him.
he seems to have finally taken notice of all this and decided that it's worth looking at. And then he actually looks down and he's just like, "Hey, boss, they're doing something weird over here."
I'll grab the dog.
And then
I'll
like,
whisper to her. I'll grab the dog.
I kind of like overcomes and I say, Pixie, get in, gas it, stop at the gate, and we're out of here.
Question for Trisky. Would it be could this car break through the back wall that I saw? Or
Theoretically,
would that be
yes.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
probably
you
some damage,
would
though.
definitely have at least cosmetic damage. It depends on how well you drive it.
bad? I'll take my chances with the main gate. All right, so I'll just like casually like hop in. It's like,
All
yeah,
right.
let me see.
I would like, for for this little sequence we have here, we are going to actually use how the rulebook for Lowlife 2090 does initiative. It's not like D&D. So leave the DIX on for it, and you're basically seeing if you pass your initiative score. If you pass it, you go before the enemy. If you don't, you go after the enemy. And you can also choose the order that you go, depending on if you win or not. So...
All right.
So what do we just click?
So on your character
DIX
sheet,
and
there's
roll?
initiative. You roll it as a DIX.
So that checkpoint
got
needs to be
I
on,
go
right?
last.
Can we re-roll these?
No.
Fuck.
There would be specific things, I'm pretty sure, that would allow you to re-roll initiative checks or get advantage and whatnot on them. You do not
Could
have any of this.
I don't think I could use my rapid assault for this. This isn't that kind of initiative.
What?
Oh wait, never
Remind me
mind.
what
I passed.
rapid assault is again?
Use this at the start of a round before initiative is rolled to gain advantage on your initiative check.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So
Cool.
you
I'm
just
going
tick the
to-
box next to that for advantage before you roll it, and then roll it. Keep in mind that is your one maneuver though, so you have made sure that you you pass initiative, but that is your initiative, and you have passed. All right, so basically, Doc Corvus is a bit slow on the uptake. That things are moving rapidly, and we'll be moving after all of the enemies in this. But the rest of you have the drop on them.
All right. You heard the. All right, and it's like, all right, get to the grate, and then we're getting the fuck out of here. We're getting the frag out of here, I guess would
Permission
be.
to
Warhammer.
fire.
Permission granted.
All right. So for my initiative, I would like to attempt to grab the dog, and then turn and take a shot at the guy on the roof.
It's like, wait, no.
When it happens.
All right, so basically,
things go down.
it's not based on who gets great success and whatnot. You guys can choose what order you go in. So
Yeah, that's why I
Mouse,
said
Deadpan,
when-
Pixie, and Manuel are all first.
Yeah,
I
so
think
as
you
soon
would.
as-
I think it would go. Let's let. Actually, I thought per fire. I thought you meant like permission to get going. I'm
no,
actually
no,
like.
permission to fire means open up.
He's a soldier.
If he shoots at you, sure, but unless then we're already stealing a girl and her dog. We don't want any more bad blood.
Not stealing if they're slaves.
Yeah, that's true, but these guys don't think like that.
You're in Necromunda. They consider it their property.
People on property. That's Manny's take on this. People on property.
Yeah, sadly, you
aims at
guys do
you.
live in the grimdark world, but you're not as dark as these guys.
He aims at you, you pop him. How about that?
Good enough for me.
All right, so what I'm going to do for your guys' clarity on this situation, since we are now basically entering combat, is I am going to remove the dynamic lighting thing on this and replace it so that you can see the roof. So now you should be able to see that. And just replace the black back wall here. There we go. That should be better. So now you can actually see the rooftop and where this guy is. And he's basically considered in cover because of this angle. Just an FYI. But
How
this
far
is
would he
this
be?
lovely little situation you've gotten yourself into.
But that would be a little bit higher up since he's on a roof.
He's on the
So that-
he's on like the second floor of a 2-story barracks building. So the first floor is probably like a really high roof. It would probably be about like, I don't know, average roof
Within
height.
25 meter range.
Assume he's like 10 meters up. It's not 10 meters.
Okay,
10,
so- so
more
he
like
would be-
more like 4 meters up.
So I'd be shooting at least within 20 meters. Because of the elevation difference. Just trying to get the angle.
most likely. And he would be counting as cover.
Everything just went inverted. Everywhere I see is a black dart.
Oh yeah, I accidentally put a thing on you.
All I see
I
is
was accidentally
darkness.
drawing shit.
So, I feel like I should ask, has it been more than 2 minutes?
Oh yeah, that's a very pertinent point, my friend.
I was waiting on that. Like, uh-oh. Is he going to remember? Uh-oh. What's going to happen?
All right, let me find the right page. It is page 205 of this. Hey, would you roll me a 1d20, Mike?
Oh no.
I'm sorry, but I want to experience this.
19. OCD.
That's not
You
bad.
develop an OCD ritual that protects you against some form of perceived danger, threat, or bad luck. So
This is kind of beneficial.
this is how I'm going to flavor it. You have gotten this OCD about keeping your wrist shackle as clean as possible. You need to see yourself in it. It needs to be a mirror shine.
Not the worst thing we could have gotten. Not the
And-
worst thing.
Right now, it is pretty dirty.
Fuck off.
So Deadpan all of a sudden like looks down and notices his shackle, and he feels this overwhelming desire. It's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty, it's
Can you at
dirty, it's
least
dirty.
make
Clean
a
it, clean
will
it, clean it,
check?
clean it.
Or maybe his nat 1 for initiative makes it so he cleans it first.
Yeah.
So when a
That
character's
could be-
sanity is threatened, a luck will save is usually permitted to resist. On a failure, the lifer develops one or more symptoms of madness. Yep. So yeah, go ahead and roll me a luck will save.
Oh boy.
So you change the
believe.
drop down for luck to will in your check, and then you roll it. And since it's a luck check, you are allowed to use rerolls for this once, by the way, in case you fail.
All right.
Which you succeed, so
Ah.
Oh, wait,
So
is
is
that
luck-
luck 10 or 11 level 1?
It starts at 11.
Right.
you're human, you get an additional +1.
Oh, I thought that was just reroll pool.
That's a race thing.
For luck?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have 12.
Oh, shit. All right.
Neat.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
we start with 12
okay.
luck.
You by default, everyone
bad.
starts with an 11 luck default, and humans thing is that they get an extra luck on top of that.
I
Noise.
thought human thing was an extra reroll pool.
Pretty sure.
That and luck, I think. Maybe.
Or oh wait, no, his fucking will thing, his will modifier is +2.
Oh.
Yeah, humans is
Oh,
plus
that
1
makes sense.
reroll pool.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
never
You're
mind.
right. Revert it back to
So you have
11. I'm
two
wrong.
re-
I'm wrong.
Sad cat of
11 luck,
chances.
2 reroll is what we have.
Yeah, so you barely pass that. You look down, and for a moment, Deadpan sees his wrist shackle, and in the back of his mind, you're thinking, it's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty. I should clean this. And then you just sort of shake your head rapidly from side to side. This is not the time. And you collect yourself.
It's fitting. It's fitting for the situation too.
All right. Moose is ready at the door. Pixie, gun it.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember how vehicles work with movement in this.
They just have a move, I think. That's
What
like
would-
their go.
Speed. So you
I also have this. And gun it is permanent like gun
and
it. might
each
come in
action, extra action each round while operating vehicle permanently active. All right. All right. Yeah, that's just a passive one then.
Yeah.
All right. You can. Yeah, so you can basically just gut it around the corner and get it over to the grate like you want. There's one gentleman right in front of you who is going to basically I would like you to roll
Vehicle manslaughter.
Is there
I
a
feel like
melee check for vehicles? I forget.
There's a ramming. There's ramming.
Yeah, do you have that on hand?
Ramming versus a creature. A creature about to be rammed gains a luck dex save to avoid the attack.
All right, so
On a
he
failed
has
save
roll
against
something.
a high-speed vehicle, the target is killed. At lower speeds, a failed save results in the creature being reduced to 0 HP and a 1d12 roll on the blunt trauma table.
All right, so this would be considered a low speed because you're just accelerating. That's
Yeah.
how I'm going to run it. So he is going to roll a luck. What was it?
Luck
Dex?
dex.
Luck dex. Let's see if he's lucky. Wow, bitch rolled a 1. All right,
Shame we can't use rerolls on other people.
so he dodged aside.
Yeah,
Of
the
this?
burning rubber. Just my
Man.
clue as the vehicle sparks to life.
And how are you like paint me the path that you're taking with it? How's Pixie driving this out?
So I'm probably just like trying to like get here, and then I'm probably gonna try and drift so I'm facing this way at the end of my turn.
Right, give me 1 second. You should be able to control that car now.
But not mouse.
I'll get up there.
Yeah, you'll just move after the fact, but that's fine. So Pixie can now control that car.
Zoom zoom, motherfucker!
So yeah, he has more than enough time to avoid it. Ray steps aside and doesn't have to make a check or anything to get over there.
They see me roll.
So basically, you get over there and you drift over there, and
Yeah.
you're in position. Mouse is in the back, and these guys are right here. All right. So the two next people that would be able to do something. Mouse, you're in the back of the car. You could basically like do anything that would involve you being in this vehicle, but
He's flinging
unless you
open
want
the
to jump
door.
out the vehicle. Oh, you're opening the door. Yeah, you could just do that.
I'm
You
flinging out the door. Let's go, go, go.
So we know that Doc is moving after everyone.
I'm gonna
Could
get
I
shot.
forsake me getting ready to shoot and use my action to pick up both him, the dog, to pick up both Doc and the dog?
You're trying to pick up both of them at the same time.
I'm
What
picking
is
up
your
Doc with my
strength?
augmetic. My strength is 17.
You are above average strength, but you're still trying to pick up two things that are relatively heavy. Like this is a above average size German Shepherd.
And
It's a
Doc is-
futuristic German Shepherd with a bunch of cybernetic enhancements on it. It's not light, as you think.
Well, is,
I mean, we have to
Is-
wait for all of them to go anyways for me to like get to the next round. Like we
Here,
still
let
have to
me-
wait around
Let
anyways.
me do something I should have done actually. That might actually affect this a lot more than you think. Because I forgot to have them roll their initiative. That would make sense now, wouldn't it? So we're going to have her roll initiative. She succeeds her initiative, so she's going with you guys. You don't have to carry her.
okay, that's good.
The doggo is going to roll his initiative. And it looks like they're going to go just fine. Roll another
Okay.
8, exactly make it. So the dog is
And-
just going to run with you.
Okay, in
you
which
don't have to
case,
pick
So
him
just
up.
grab Doc.
yeah, in which case, can I just grab Doc and go?
Right, yeah. Just do a strength check for me. See if you don't run into any major issues like picking him up because he does have a lot of
am I-
metal shit on him and he's a
I
full
know.
grown
Am
man.
I keeping the DX checked for
I'm
this, or
guessing,
is that
I'm
just for
guessing
initiative?
athletics. Strength athletics, maybe?
Strength athletics skill check. Oh yeah, you're fine. It takes a moment and Doc is like, "What the fuck is going on?" Probably because
Struggling!
but you can pick him up. Once you get to there though, after that you're moving at about half speed.
That's fine.
So you get to him, you
can-
pick him up, and then out from like this point onwards, you're moving half speed. So you have like 10
Um,
movement speed. You've already used 3 of it, so you have like 7 left, and cut that in half. So you have like 4, rounded up 4. So you could get like here. with
1,
Doc.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You'd be like
Could
here.
Could I also say that like Mouse is kind of like leaning open, kind of ready to pull anybody in? as well?
Yeah, I'll allow it. You can like try and do that. I'll allow this just for the sake of funsies. Hey, Manny, do another athletics check to Chuck Doc.
Yes. Yes.
All right. All right.
Fuck you.
So you run around these little rocks that they've been hanging out behind. You pick up Doc. What is Doc's reaction to being picked up by Manny, by the way?
Pick Doc up.
He's just picking me up and running me towards the car.
Yeah, so what's his reaction? What's he like?
Probably more of like a surprise noise than anything else. He wasn't
Yeah,
expecting that.
a big surprise noise. He runs you over to the car. He's not moving fast enough to actually get in, so he just sort of chucks you, and Mouse is able to reach out and grab you, but let's see if Mouse is able to pull you in well enough. Roll an athletics, Mouse.
I am a heavy boy.
All right. Let's hope.
I'm 180
All
pounds.
right, yeah.
Hey.
You get Doc Corvus in there. Doc, you're going to take like a one point of like damage that'll like heal up very quickly. You take like a bump to the head.
1 point of oof damage.
Oof.
And
All right.
what about Manny?
Manny's turn is done. He has to stop dead there at that point. Actually,
I needed the rest of my movement to toss him in.
Yeah, basically. Technically, I let you have more than you would actually have.
Yeah. That's why I'm not arguing.
Yeah. All right, Deadpan, your turn.
Deadpan can just get straight into the car, right?
Yeah, Deadpan, you have enough movement to get in the car. Yeah, technically it would be more like, God damn it, this thing sometimes. You were like right here, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, you have enough
Oh,
movement.
the
You have to
back.
go in through the back because it's
Okay.
a back hatch.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's the vehicle looks like that, but it's basically just a rust. It's a weird van.
It's like
back,
an APC.
It's a back
with the
door
back
hatch
hatch.
open van. It's a transport vehicle. They're
it's an APC.
they're a hauling company. Not exactly, because they're not a hauling company for people. It's more for supplies. There are some seats in the back, but it's more for supplies. And of course, the doggo and the girl are also going to be like, oh shit, and realizing that they are now free, are going to start running in this direction. So she has 10 movement as well, as she is a normal human, but the dog is going to go first to get out of her way. The doggo has 20 movement. The doggo doesn't give a shit. The doggo jumps in and leaps into the front seat by Pixie.
The dog who gets shotgun.
Is
Good
the
boy.
dash action a thing?
The doggo has 20 movement.
Yeah, but like I'm just.
Oh
asking
yeah,
for
the
future
dash
reference.
action would be a thing. She could get in. She gets in. I wasn't going to assume that she didn't. So she spends her whole entire turn getting in, and she's like outwinded by the time she gets in there because she's not used to sprinting around this much.
Out of everyone left out, this is possibly the best layout.
The
this
tankiest
was.
person is in the line of fire, so yeah.
Yeah, this worked
Yeah.
out.
All right, so now it is time for so basically what we're going to do, how we're going to go forward with this is now it's going to be the enemy's turn, and then we're going to do the player's turn, but it's going to be stipulated that Doc Corvus must be the first turn because that's basically how it is going forward. So Ray Brockovic is not happy that you're trying to steal basically his property. Like, you bought the car, but you didn't buy her. He's just like, hey, what the hell are you doing?
That's for ripping me off, you asshole.
It's like, you're full of shit! And you see him pull from out of fucking magical nowhere, Deadpan. You have this odd feeling that he's pulling some warp bullshit, but you don't say anything about it. He pulls out a bolt gun.
That's not
Head down.
fair.
Get your
Yes.
head down, girly.
But at a glance, you notice that the bolt gun isn't in good shape. It's still a bolt gun, but it's rusty. And he is aiming. So basically everyone inside of the car is considered to have cover as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
Manny was telling him all these cool stories, but he still doesn't appreciate all this. He's just like, cool war stories won't save you. And he's going to take a shot at Manny. I'm assuming your AC is higher than 9.
Yes.
Yeah, so he pulls out this rusty bolt gun, and he aims it at you, and he's like, war stories won't save you from this, and he shoots, but as he's doing so, he just, like, some of the exhaust from the car that you force backfired gets in his lungs, and he coughs a little bit, and he shoots wide. Manny, you
It
were
just
able to
made my
duck
day
underneath.
too. I just got permission to fire back.
Yeah.
I am so debating. Corvus just pops out, says, "How my gun's bigger," and fires his AT rocket at the guy's face. But also, like, we might need it later because it takes me 2d6 days to get it back.
I need it for the gate, actually.
Alright.
Yeah.
True.
And with that,
Hilarious. I have a bolt gun. AT rocket in your face.
the
Sorry.
guy right next to him turns around, pulls out a bolt pistol.
Yeah,
Much
I like
quicker.
that bolt.
So just out of curiosity, when they're attacking us, they need to hit higher than our AC. But for everything
Yeah,
else, we
so
need to roll lower than.
attack rolls and shit work a lot closer to D&D style.
Okay, so
They
yeah,
have to hit
okay.
above or equal to your AC.
Now, an armor rating reduces some of the damage I would have taken. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Armor rating is soak.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
And defense is basically your AC.
Yep, that's what I. Okay, yeah, now I'm good.
Defense is AC, armor reduces damage.
Armor rating is, yeah. So you all got it now. All right. The guy next to Ray Brockovic, taking the signal of the bolt gun fire to mean, yeah, we should start shooting these guys, turns around and aims his bolt pistol at Manny. He's within range with a bolt pistol because they don't actually have the greatest range, but it's not that awful. And he takes a shot.
Nope.
And he rolls even worse. And so he is getting a full lung of this fucking backblast. And as Ray shoots wide, he sort of like hits this guy aside, and his gun goes wide, and he just like glances the roof of the fucking garage,
There-
and it like bounces off. It doesn't hit anybody or anything, but it definitely misses Manny by a long mile.
It definitely scares the young woman, and I'm just like kind of like getting her down. Get down, girly. Come on.
Yeah, she's far enough in that she's basically like, unless they get like into straight direct line of sight this way, she is not able to be targeted. She's in full cover, basically. The gentleman over here. Yeah, let me pop this out because I'm going to need it. Ooh, the computer
The guy on the
chugging.
roof?
The computer chugging.
Or...
Not the guy at the roof. The other guy back here at the garage.
Okay, this guy.
They're human. They have a 10 meter movement, so. He moves up here. No, he moves like more like here. Turns and takes a direct shot, Manny. You're the only one he can really see from this angle. And he crits your ass.
Can I?
Oh.
I can't have him reroll. Can I?
I feel like if I crit
can't
damage,
force him
that'd
to
be
re-
4.
No.
Okay.
I
Oh yeah,
also
actually
take
no,
damage from
it is
that.
wrong. You would take 12.
Fuck.
Sorry, I forgot to fix
Yeah,
that
my-
because the bolt gun
I
do
would take
2d6
10.
damage. Yes,
That is
crit
not
damage
much
would
damage.
be.
My auto pistol does 2d6 plus 1.
It is the Korth built-in Raider, but I've removed any pluses to it. Is how I'm doing the bolt pistol. Their bolt pistols, at least. They're not necessarily as good as your guys' stuff. Like they have rusty and downgraded equipment. Like I said, they're just like most of it's for show.
Ah, shit.
So you've actually taken a hefty shot. This guy actually finally got something off on you.
It's a gut shot too. Oh,
Damn, that's only half health.
yeah, that took half my health.
That would
What?
kill me. Almost.
Yeah,
that'd
guns
be
are
how we-
lethal in this system. Right. I'm just going
That is
for
how we-
brevity. These two come up. One of them shoots at Manny. Another one actually takes a shot at Doc Corvus in cover. You're gonna have like a small bonus, like let's say +2 to your AC for defense, or your defense rather. So this one is the roll at Manny. AC 17. What's your defense?
That hits.
Another 7 damage. With
No, I
reduced
think
by your soak.
5.
Another 5 damage. Yep. And the other one is shooting at Doc Corvus, and he fumbles. All right, guns jam.
That'd be a jam, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a jam on this gun. I forget exactly what guns do when they fucking jam. But it's not good.
They can't shoot.
Yeah, his gun is fucked a little bit. Gun basic aim of jam. On a fumbled firearm attack, roll 1d10. If the result is equal to or below the weapon's jam rating, the gun has jammed. Clear a jam with an action in combat requires a luck save. Oh, is if the result is equal to or below the weapon's jam rating. Okay, so he's actually good because the pistols are somewhat reliable. They have a jam of 1. He would have had to roll a nat 1 on that to jam it. But he shoots wide. It's not melee, so you don't get an attack of opportunity on him off of that. I'm pretty sure.
Sad. Sad Kadashan Ranger.
Fumbles. On a natural 1, the attacker has fumbled somehow, exposing themselves to counterattack. PC may choose to make a luck save to incur a normal miss instead. That's a PC. If the target is in melee with the fumbler, if the target is distant and not in melee, the target immediately returns fire with a readied, ranged, or thrown weapon.
I do have my pistol.
I'm assuming you've drawn it at this point.
Of course, as soon as we got word, I was drawn. After I tossed him, I was quick draw.
Oh, wasn't that attack at me? I thought the 17 was at Manny, and then the other one was
Oh,
at
Oh
right.
yeah, that fumble was
Yeah.
at Doc Corvus. Yes. So do you have a weapon readied?
Well, I just got thrown into a thing, and I rolled shit on the shift, so I imagine I don't have it out yet.
Yeah. So I would say you
That's
actually
actually
don't get your chance to do it. You don't get a return fire shot on that, sadly. But he does absolutely fucking miss you. Sadly, he doesn't jam. All right. So we've learned how fumbles work in this system with ranged weapons. I'm happy.
Yay, and crits.
Yeah. Crits I sort of knew. The things that are
Ow.
interesting are nat 19s. Because that's different. All right, and that's basically all of those guys. The guy on the roof is going to take a shot at the driver of the car. So he is going to pull out his bolt. Actually, yeah, he was a regular guy. I didn't give him anything different. He had a bolt pistol. He pulls it out. He takes a shot at Pixie. You have a +2. So does he hit?
That I think 11 is my AC.
Yeah, but you have a +2. Like I said, you're in cover.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so
So
13
so
is
he
a
would have
miss.
missed. He was a
Or
miss.
11 is
All
a
right.
miss if I have +2 cover.
All right, yeah. So he shoots at you. It looks like it's about to hit you, but it seems like it just barely glances off of some of the shitty metal on the front. There's like a small cosmetic dent on the front of the car, but it's not enough to really bother you.
Hey, man, that's my new car.
Hey, we paid for this.
Hey, we paid for this. Yeah, you did technically pay for that.
We just didn't pay for the slave.
We got a story now.
Hi. And in front of you, let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to roll That. Nope. All right. Wow, they rolled a nat 1 on it if it weren't at disadvantage. Actually, yeah. Never mind, it wouldn't have mattered. They failed either way. So you might have expected that the gates would be closing, but they still seem to be wide open.
Oh, I can't hear the gunfire somehow.
They didn't react fast enough to it, at least.
They probably there was
Fair.
more car backfires.
Gate's still closed though, right?
This
It's
gate is
open.
still wide open.
It's open.
Yeah.
Oh,
Front gate
They
is
never
wide
closed
open.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, they never bothered closing it for some reason.
that's their fault. All right, so now Doc's turn is now.
It's Doc Corvus's turn, yes.
Well, I don't need to blow open the gate, so imagine just gonna. It's like this thing is like back doors or something. That's how I got thrown in, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a back hatch door. Like 2 double doors.
Yeah, holding the
double
door open
doors.
to Manny, and
Do you want to do practical or do you want to do funny?
I do want to just fire my AT rocket at these guys.
Fire it at the other vehicles.
I can't see them from here.
Yes, you
You
can.
can
I can see one of them.
you can
can
see
see
this
one-
one, and that's
You can,
That's all that
you can
matters.
see all this.
is it in range?
The other one's busted,
Oh yeah,
by the
dude.
way.
Oh, yeah.
The other
Yeah,
one
that
is
would've had-
the other one is functional but shit.
All right.
I think, do I rocket and do? I have 2 questions. It's do I rocket and then who do I hit if I do?
Yes, you
'Cause I can
rocket,
do
and you hit
one.
their other vehicle to make him out of commission for a long time.
Well, if I hit him, he's out of commission forever. Because an AT rocket doesn't fade.
I think
They
you should
probably-
just. I think you should just say, "That's a bad gun. Mine's better." Something along the lines of that, and just blast him away.
We need a
I
witty
honestly
one-liner
think-
and a kill.
Yeah, it was my first thought when it happened. So yeah,
And
So, like,
before
Yeah,
you
go with
roll
your
the
gut.
extra
Go with your
one,
gut.
Yeah.
yeah. So he
that's-
looks at the
that's-
Vulcan, fires that, almost like sees the bullet goes past, like, haha, my gun bigger. And his hand flips open, and this rocket appears.
Oh
The guy takes a
Jesus!
13 on the trauma table.
+2. D8 +4 rolls on vehicle trauma table.
Yeah, the first bit is because there's an AT rocket. It's meant to be used against vehicles, but I'm using it
Yeah,
as a
so
person,
humanoids
you
go
just
to 0 and
Humanoids go
roll
to
D4
0.
+8 on trauma.
Yeah, and I rolled max. Wait, that should be 12, not 13. Oh, it's adding my.
That's splash
Thing to it.
damage too.
So
I
they
don't
roll
think
they roll a
so.
10 on the trauma table. Where the fuck is the trauma table? I need to pull that up.
I'm gonna check
Wow,
if
it's
there's
almost
any-
like I have been regularly needing the rule book for this. That's funny.
Who would have thought?
See, this is why you keep
Yeah,
the
it
fucking
doesn't-
rule book available. Fluff.
So yeah, it doesn't say there's any kind of splash. So it's an AT rocket, so I imagine it's only a single target. There's probably a bit of concussion though from that happening.
Yeah, fuck it, it's funny. You hit. I'm gonna give you like a 3-meter radius.
So the guy next to him, and like one of the guys.
You hit all
That'd
of
be
them.
all of them. 3
You
meter.
hit all.
It's a It's a
There.
radius, not a diameter.
Blast trauma. A 10 of blast. Oh, armor hand blown off.
You found the actual.
Yeah, so I got that was a 12.
1d6
Blade trauma,
on a
blast
1
trauma.
to 3.
So it is a 10. Arm or hand blown off.
Well, no, I had that in the damage. It's just -1, so that should be 12. So that's a nasty scar.
No. You did the damage. Oh, that's how
Oh, I
you
looked
had
at
it.
the injuries and setback. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong
1d4
thing.
plus 8.
Yeah,
I
so that's
rolled
a
it.
12 vaporized. He dies instantly, vaporized in a red mist.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll go with that
Dead.
because that's funnier as shit.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
You're-
because that's what my damage roll was. It also
yeah,
had
yeah.
the-
That's what you intended for it. Now I'm finally with you.
fucking
I'm finally with you. All right,
dead.
that's beautiful. All right, yeah. So you so Doc Corvus who just got tossed into this fucking van, and he's looking out, and he says his line there, and he's just like, haha, my gun
They're
bigger.
all fucking
Uh,
dead.
Launches out the rocket. This rocket dead on, splashes in the middle of this crowd, and with a 3-meter radius, explodes all of this. Actually, no, it goes a bit further than that. Yeah, this is the radius. This is the area. Explodes all of this. It blows up part of the garage, the front of the garage, and hits a bit of the car. And as the smoke from all the detritus clears, you just see,
I have big gun.
You're just...
South Corvus has biggest gun.
This is
You're
our
just-
boss tour.
Give me
And-
1 second. I need to properly illustrate this for you guys.
And
Oh,
that's my use
jeez.
of my class ability for like the day, and I need 2d6.
There goes
days
all
to
our
get
money.
It doesn't,
Yep.
doesn't actually cost me any money. Oh, yeah, all the
No,
money
he
we
had
gave
he
you.
had all of your money on him when you
Yeah.
blew him up.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
It's fine.
Yeah. I need like a couple of weeks to get another rocket. I should not have done that, but fuck it, was funny.
It was funny.
When in doubt, funny out.
When in doubt, funny wins.
Well, now if we kill the guy on the roof and the 2 guys out there, nobody can say it was us.
So
we can get
Is
3
she going to be impressed, upset, or confused when we tell her this?
Oh,
So this
That's
is what you
all.
see. This is what you see when
Oh.
everything clears.
By the way, I can
So-
because I have a cortex
so-
cell. I can use
so-
free action.
So at this
right?
point, what you hear is this massive explosion go off. The guy on the roof who is shooting at you looks down at this, sees the massive pile of blood, and Mandy, you look up and you just see him throw his pistol off the roof and hold his hands up.
yeah. Don't forget about this. We're Advantage is sad now.
Yes, there is more where that
It's
came from.
sad now.
definitely.
Their combat is basically over. They've surrendered.
They've surrendered. We didn't even have to leave. They surrendered.
You just blew up their leader and 4 of their men in a second.
Hey Mouse, let's get
All
this
right,
on
I
the
guess
car.
we're
They're not a well-armed gang. They have guns for show. They're like,
Let's
yeah,
get the
this ain't for us. Fuck this shit.
All right, I guess we're looting then. We're looting.
I'm gonna since combat's over, I'm just gonna go over here and see if this car can run.
All right. So what you find when you get back over to the garage, I'm going to assume you guys sort of like calm down a little bit. Manny, is anybody going to go grab that pistol that he just fucking threw off the roof?
Absolutely. We're looting this entire place.
All right, yeah. All of the equipment that those guys had on them is completely and utterly fucked. The credits are all gone.
All right.
I'll mouse. I'll vox mouse and ask if tell the other guy to join us since he has nowhere else to go now.
Corvus is just
So
partially
what
laughing.
Manny sees when he gets to the garage, the front bumper of the car closest to that pile of blood is fucked. That car wasn't really that nice either, but it's still, upon Pixie's inspection later on, still looks barely functional. You could keep it. The
about
last car
this one?
actually looks in decent shape, though now it's splattered in a bit of blood. You might
It's
need to
just
clean
a
that.
paint job. It's just a paint job.
Mouse.
It's just red now. It goes faster.
Goes faster than
Mouse
goes
actually-
zoom.
Mouse actually steps up and says, "I actually have a little bit of driving experience. I could drive the other one while you drive the main one if you want."
I can actually drive as well. Although I don't like it, I can drive.
All right, we got 3 cars. Let's
Draw
get
straws.
3 for
Draw
the
straws
price of
for the
one.
shittiest one.
Easy. I'm taking this one. And I extract my arm blade.
Which one?
This
Oh,
one.
boy.
It's like, all right, not gonna compete with you.
All right. So basically, what
Given
happened?
that we have some
So what do
time
you
now,
guys do
Corvus-
with the people who are still here? You know, at least 3 guys are still around. There were the 2 guys that were guarding at the gate and the 1 guy on the roof.
We're
Ask
shaking
to
them
join.
down.
Ask him to join, and if they join, they can keep their shit. But if not, we're stripping them down to nothing. Letting them go.
All right. Who's asking them to join?
Me.
All right.
I'll
I
ask him if
need,
Mouse lets me. If he lets me.
It's like, go ahead.
Whoever's doing this,
Fucking go
needs to
ahead.
give me a leadership check. Give me a leadership check.
Can I? Hold on, where are my skills?
If you do not have a leadership check, it is just raw charisma.
Can I make a persuasion?
I will allow that. Normally, this would be a leadership thing, though.
Nope. Okay.
You're allowed to
Reroll.
re-roll it if you really want to.
Look at Malice and say, do we really want more people?
Like,
We could use more people.
eh.
I can safely say we can probably justify getting
Just something that
More
I'm going to
protection.
remind you guys that you are all well aware of. Your gang is at least a couple hundred strong at this point, but you can always use more people still. You're still trying to grow and expand.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll.
Yeah, reroll.
Like getting this will put me also in some better grace.
You could roll worse. I'm just letting.
Yeah.
Or you can roll
Oh.
better. All right. So, these guys, you talk to these guys and you get them to join. But how does Manuel go about persuading them? I want to hear what he's telling these guys to get them to join.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, look, I'll point to the red spot. That could be you. Join us or that.
They look at you, they look at the red spot, then they look back at you and just like, well, that's pretty straightforward. They just like hand you their guns.
It's like, yes, Corvus has more than one of those. Yes, definitely.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
And then immediately, I'm going to get on the Cortex chip, and I'm going to call what's her name? I'm going to
Sarah
call
Creed.
Sarah Creed. I'm going to call her.
Yes, Mouse, what's up?
Okay, so I've got good news and I've got bad news.
What's up?
All right, which one do you want first?
Why the fuck ever, we're in a rush here.
All right, so bad news. Not only are the credits gone, but the entire gang is gone. The entire gang is gone as well.
What do you mean gone?
Doc blew them up.
Oh, god damn it.
But the good news is that while the money is gone, the gang's gone. We have 2 extra cars. We have a few extra members, a lot of guns, and a fairly well-mannered slave girl with her mechanical dog. So we got more than. So we definitely got our bargains worth.
Wait, mechanical dog?
Yeah.
He seems to perk up interest at that. Oh, they have Cyberhand's dog. Those can be nice. All right. Yeah, as long as you got at least one of those cars, that's all I needed you guys to do. Get it over here. And she sort of cuts the line
Yeah, we
at
got
that point.
3. It's like, all right. It's like, I think she's okay with it.
You know, you at this point know she's like, in this kind of situation, she's pretty like blunt and quick at times. Like she's probably working with the rest of the crew in the background, getting like organizing people and directing them pretty hard. So she has barely any time to talk to you over the box.
It's like, all right, we start loading them up and we take off. It's like, anybody else need anything?
So are you guys just taking the cars and leaving, or are you doing anything else?
We're taking these guys with them.
You're taking the
Yeah, kinda
guys.
Yeah, since we have time now, Corvus kind of like takes a bit and kind of goes around to each of the cars, and anyone that's nearby would hear him seemingly like talking to the cars and like petting them, seemingly like giving them small minor repairs.
Hey Doc, how about an actual patch job? You know, I look at my still bleeding wound.
Like, oh yes, you got shot. Yes.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, at this point, by the way, you've healed that one fucking bump to your head. That was just a joke damage.
And,
I don't have any first aid kit, but I do have the skill.
And Mouse is gonna kind of like go back into the car that's still probably still out here, and it's like looking up on like the dog, the young woman, and Deadpan, and he's just gonna be like, "You guys all right?"
She seems shaken at this point, but she's trying to calm herself down. Deadpan, what are you
Like,
up to?
He's cleaning his shackle.
He managed to avoid that madness. What are you up to, Deadpan? Mike? And he's unconscious! And, his thing is bugging out. We can't hear you. Were you trying to say things this whole entire time, Mike? God damn. I will be so depressed. We still can't hear you, my guy.
Yeah, your mic might be muted.
Did you mute externally?
No, now we can hear you.
Speak. No, I think you were taking that for, like, Manny or something else. Yeah, your mic is still muted, Mike. Mike's mic is muted.
I heard.
Well, damn. That sucks.
You're coming in every once in a while. Oh wait, no, never mind. I lied. Shit.
You're probably seeing Doc Corvus light up close enough and...
Yeah.
All right, I guess he's cleaning his shackle.
His shekel? Is he Jewish all of a sudden?
Shackle.
So, just in between, I'm gonna get all the other gang members in the line them up, and give them the rundown of what's going on.
Yeah, so basically what you find are these three guys are gangers, basically in name only. They're sort of novices when it comes to actually full-on gang shit. They are primarily more along the lines of Pixie's old job of couriers. They're used to driving
Right.
cars and doing deliveries. They have guns
Pixie,
for protection,
You
but
got
that's
some
basically
friends.
All right.
Nice, dude.
Hey, there he is.
it. There we go.
All
All right, so what was Deadpan
Yeah.
up to in this point?
I was just basically trying to comfort the girl and the dog.
Yeah, so she's so shaken up. You're there. You're comforting her and the dog, and she seems to appreciate it, but she's having a hard time. Like, she just heard a massive explosion. She couldn't help but peek out and look at the blood.
Oh, I tell her just not to look back there.
Wait, there's blood?
And and Mouse is kind of like, I know they were bad people, and trust me, place you're going now, it's still not great, but it's better than this.
Just saw people blowing up. It's like, don't worry, you're going to a nice place. Just think of the rabbit.
Just think of more
Just
rocks.
think-
Just think of the rabbit. You're
Wait,
gonna-
rats?
She looks up at Deadpan, and so sort of like closeness and like hugging is not a huge thing around here, but she does just like open her arms to like hug you.
Okay. I kind of like hold my arms out, like not used to it, and I'm just like, okay, and I tap her head.
And she's just like she realizes very quickly that this is awkward and just like backs up real quick, and she's just like
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
My name is Helia.
Nice to meet you, Helia.
I made banana bread.
She made banana bread.
I love banana bread.
It's like,
Yeah, let me just move this barely enough so that you can actually see the name. That's her name.
She just pulls banana bread out of her frock. It's like, oh,
Sweet.
cool.
Shit, you made banana bread just like that?
God,
Other arm and
She's
gets
a
up.
psyker. Her power is that of creation.
that's such
Now
powerful
Corvus just
ability.
handed out some banana bread that he found.
So yeah, her
Mouse
name is
is-
Helia. And...
Mou-
Yeah, what's up?
Mouse
Mouse?
is just like, I know you're a bit shaken up, but what can you do exactly?
She looks at the dog and she says, I mean, they kept me around because I could handle the animals. That was the biggest reason. Like I said, I've never even named him, but I had started to grow attached to him at the time. And then somebody found me. It wasn't even these guys. These guys just bought me at some point.
Well,
Ah.
now we're gonna go far away from everything you knew and loved to a land far away from here.
It's okay. I didn't really have much family left over at this point anyway.
Oh, shout out to
And-
everyone.
and-
Welcome
and
to the
Mouse-
last
Great, you're an
choice,
orphan.
bro.
and- Technoblade just comes into the chat. You said what now?
Excuse me?
Orphans.
Full-time
Uh,
orphan obliterator.
And Mouse just kind of says, "Well, now you have a chance to name him."
She looks at the dog and she's just sort of like, I need to think on that. And she's just sort of like curls herself up a little bit and like she's sitting in the seat in the back of the van, like one of the you know how like military vehicles have it. It has two of them. They don't really have like super like military style straps and whatnot, but they're on the sides of the
Yeah, I
car
know what
near,
you're talking
near the
about.
front of the van. And she's just sitting in one, like the one on the front right and front passenger side, and just like sort of like curling herself up in a little ball. She has the seatbelt on and everything, just in case you guys decide to go off whenever.
I'll walk over to the rest of the new people and just say, "Welcome to the last choice."
As
We knew
this
this
is
wasn't the
literally
first
your
choice.
But it's-
Everyone tries to say the slogan at the same time.
first. All right. So first, whoever was talking first, then Doc, then me.
It was Manny, then Doc, then Mouse.
I was just
Yeah,
carrying-
I was
I'm
just
not
welcoming her to last choice, and we're getting the hell out of here. Because
know,
then
it's not-
we're moving hives.
You know, it's not your first choice, but now it's your only choice.
Ah, boy. Quality service, smile. Ding.
Service. No, welcome to the last choice. Service with a smile. That's the slogan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the
Alright.
smile pins,
Yep.
right?
Yep,
Yeah. Apparently that's becoming a thing.
it is. It is a thing.
Yeah, I just
Alright.
imagine the reason Pixie had the smile thing on his shirt was because he
stole
came
it.
in, he was like invited to join the gang, and he was just like, oh man, cool pin, and he sort of latched onto it, and they just gave it to him immediately.
That's exactly what happened.
Mouse
All right,
just
I
sort of, like,
imagine we're
doesn't-
getting.
Yeah, all right. So basically what we're going to do at this point is this is a pretty good point to wrap up this session. It's been about 2.5 hours today. I need to prep up for our next endeavor. I will give you guys a small hint. It'll still involve cars, but cars will be even more important.
Now we
Um,
have 3 of them.
Yes, you have 3 personal cars, but your gang is hiring out a separate company, technically, to escort you across the wastes of Necromunda. And that will be next campaign. But for now, in the background, I will do getting you guys loot and whatnot, and we'll decide what you guys do in the meanwhile. But with that, everyone in the chat, thank you very much for dropping by. I hope you've enjoyed this little shit show of ours. This has been Necromunda, the last choice. Roll 20, Lowlife 2090. Everyone say
Yeah.
bye, or I'll gut you.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.